Hello retail traders, I have decided to make this video to update you about all the features of WaveWave with Speed Index because currently is at version 9.2 and the last video concerning the features and the functionality of the indicator was quite a while ago. So the flow of this presentation will be going from the manual to the actual indicator and back and forth explaining all the features. Before going to the details though, it is very important to understand the theory behind this indicator. Therefore, I will read directly from the manual the overview and the technical definition. So let's go. This is the front page of the manual. The overview. WaveWave with alert and speed index indicator is based on Richard Wyckoff and Davis Whyte's theories of market phases and volume waves with the addition of an algorithm that will take into consideration price action and at the same time with volume. This indicator works in all time periods, tick charts, range bars, Renko, and can be applied to any market. Apart from the regular volume waves, which was introduced by David Weiss, with this indicator you can select among other 4 different wave types to be displayed on your chart. And let me show you. So this wave type is the pips. So we're adding the pips. This is the volume cumulative chart. This is the time cumulative chart. And this is the progressive volume rate. And this is the emphasized volume waves. Let's continue. So what can we do with this? Smart money and market makers. By using this indicator, you will be able to identify in any market, Forex pairs, CFDs, indices, the market's change in behavior. And what is change in behavior? Change is the market condition where price and volume are out of the ordinary. This is the time when the smart money is operating. So having the advantage of knowing when they operate gives us an edge of their next move. So we can plan our move, which is nothing else but to follow them, because there's no other way you can win. The only way you can win is by following them. So let's go to the technical definition of the indicator. Okay. The indicator is adding the wave type selected, so you might have selected the pips or the volume, of the corresponding price waves and draws a cumulative histogram with the values. Okay, each price wave is moving in specific direction, up or down, until it reverses. The last wave repaints, but the theory behind this trading method is forecasting where the market will go by reading mainly the previous waves and not so much the forming one. So we don't care about the repaint. Okay. Now, an addition that no other WaveWave indicator has is an algorithm considering the price action and wave type that has been built into the indicator named as speed index. And this is in order to assist us in finding the change in behavior and have an edge in forecasting the price action. So what is speed index numbers, or else called SI? Speed index means change in behavior. A speed index number means nothing by itself. The speed index number must be compared with speed index numbers in order to identify the change in behavior. Speed index varies from instrument to instrument and from time frame to time frame. And that's why it has to be compared with the recent history of the specific instrument and the specific time frame. So what does it mean? A high speed index number, it means a slow wave. You have high volume but small price movement. In other words, too much effort without result. And a low speed index number means a low volume wave but with price large movement. Okay, so this is the theory behind it. Okay, I'm not going to focus on how to read these numbers of the chart. We're going to focus only on indicator features. And if you wish to learn about the methodology, you can find a lot of videos on my site. Plus, if you purchase the indicator, you will get a 2-hour free training. So let's go to see what this baby can do, going back and forth from the manual to the indicator. Okay. So we will start with the input parameters. So the first parameter is the indicator number. And the reason for that is that every time we place an indicator, it has to be with a different number. Okay, let me show you this. And there are many reasons for that. So I will go to the MT4 platform. Let me just take all this stuff off and add a new one. Okay, so that's the waste wave with speed index indicator. I'm dragging it in. So the indicator number is number 1. Okay. If I want to add something different, either the wave type or a different setting on the indicator, then I will, on the next drop, I will change the number to 2. So this signifies a different indicator settings. For example, I will change this setting. Okay, so right now I got 2 different indicators. So, and each one has their number, and the number is displayed here. See, speed index 1 and speed index 2. Also, if I offset the labeling on the second indicator, shown here, but it's one on top of the other now. So by entering 70, I will offset the display. So right now you see indicator 1, indicator 2, all right? Let me go to the next setting. Let me take it off. So the next setting is show orders true or false. This is just your horizontal lines that your orders are visible or not, because you might want to share your chart without your orders to somebody. So this gives you the ability to hide any open orders. Okay. So let's go to the difference. Okay, in MT5 version, you are able to choose to load all bars or load specific number of bars. Okay, if you place the load all bars to yes, then it will load all the bars on the chart. Or if you want to load only specific bars, then you just have to load all bars to false and to specify the numbers of bars here. Okay. The difference. What is the difference? This is the manual wave direction change in point. Okay, this is one of the most important parameters of the indicator. So what does it tell us? It tells us that this is the numbers is in points, not in pips. So the forming wave is currently moving on a specific direction until the direction of the price changes, for example, in this case, by 120 points or 12 pips. Okay? So let's see it here. Okay, let me do it. So I will set the auto difference to false and I will go to the manual way, which is this. So right now I will set the wave direction change in 120 points or 12 pips. Okay, and you saw that the waves have changed a bit. So if I say, all right, I don't want 12 pips, the number is also displayed here as the difference. Okay, and I want, if price direction changes by 30 pips or 300 points, then I want another wave. So as you can see now, our waves are much less. Okay. But what's the disadvantage of this methodology? This is good when you're trading Renko charts, which is standard size. But here on the time frames, it's the disadvantage of this method, which most of the Waves wave indicator have this method only, is that if you change time frame, you will miss a lot of wave swings. Already here we are missing some swings, but let's look what is going to happen if I switch to 1 minute from 1 hour. Okay, now look at this. All right, so we are missing lots of swings. So that's why I have created an auto waves algorithms with a sensitivity setting to be able to adjust automatically the wave swings when you switch time frames. So this setting is right here, and I will set the auto difference to false, and I will start with a sensitivity number. Okay, the higher the sensitivity, the more waves I get. The lower the sensitivity, the less waves I will get. All right, so let's leave it to 12, see what's going to happen. Okay, so right now, as you can see, let me put the wave line a bit darker so you can see it. Wave line, wave line. Okay, so as you can see now, the swings, the wave line touches nicely all the price swings. Okay, and if I switch to the 5 minute, for example, again, it adjusted properly and is touching the price swings much better. So if there is a case where the indicator is not able to adjust properly and we want to use the manual wave, that's why I have left this setting, be able to also use the difference, the manual wave swing. Okay, so the next parameter is the weighted volume. What is the weighted volume? let's look at our manual. So, weights volume of different sessions taking into consideration that when London and US are operating at the same time, they have the highest volume of all sessions and adjust the rest of the sessions. Okay, so with this parameter, it's very easy to visualize which volumes are significant during Asia hours, where our volumes are very small. Okay, of course, this parameter is not to be used on constant volume charts because there is no point. So let's see what this weighted volume does not really visible on the waste wave with PD index. That's why I have included this indicator, which is a volume indicator. There's no demand, no supply. Let me switch to 1 hour. So just look at these bars. So this is basically a regular volume, okay? And when I want to emphasize the Asia hour, because as you can see, during trading Forex, and we're talking about Forex here, okay, most of the volume is taking place during Europe and US, and during Asia hours, volume drops. So that's why we see every day this kind of formation. Okay. This, by the way, it's a period separator from day to day. So this is a different day, same formation, same mountain. Again, okay, we got some high volumes up here, probably we got some news. So the formation is the same, and the Asia hours, which are here, are low. So if I tell the indicator to use the weighted volume, let's see what it's going to do. It's the same algorithm that it's built into the waste wave with alert. Okay, now you can see it's more linear because it has increased more the Asia hours. Okay, this is a feature that you might want to use or not, up to you. Next parameter is the net volume price. Okay, let me explain what that is. And as you can see, there are 3 settings: 0, disabled; 1, price close; 2, on price mid, on price median. Okay, let's see what that thing does. Okay, according to Davis Weiss, this cumulative wave, for example, okay, all the volume is added independent of the candle if it's bearish. Okay, still this volume on a bearish candles are a plus volume, so all the volume is added. So this setting is set to price net volume disabled. So this is working exactly as David Weiss's indicator. But if we want to subtract, for example, on this up bull wave, all the bearish candle volumes, then based on the close of the candle, then we will set this to 1. Okay, so right now, every bearish candle will be subtracted. And this is why you see that. Okay, and also we have changed the direction. Okay, that's a feature. This is one setting, and the second setting is if we want to use the median instead of the close, which means what? If price closes above the median, then it will be considered a plus, but if price closes below the median, then it will be considered a minus, a subtraction. So right, you can see how the waves are the volume waves are formed considering a median as price. Okay, let me go back to the original settings. Okay, the next is the wave type. That's here we can decide what we would like to see as a wave type. So right now it's at 0 setting, which means we will just see the cumulative waves being the regular volume. So the indicator will add all the individual volume bars and create a cumulative wave. So what does it do? Let me take this to a regular volume indicator back. So exactly what the indicator does by this, let me also get this stuff off. So the indicator is adding all these volumes here one by one, and it's creating this cumulative volume histogram. Now, if I change the wave type to pips, so I will change the wave type to 1, then this cumulative histogram, it's the pip distance of this wave. So from here to here, which is 173 pips. So I would see here 175 pips. So I would see here if I go at the top, 175 pips. So this is the pip wave. What else do we have? We have also the progressive volume rate. Let me just put the progressive volume rate as a wave type, which is setting number 2. So right now we are having the progressive volume rate. And what is the progressive volume rate? Basically, the progressive volume rate is dividing the cumulative volume by the number of bars as we go along. Okay? And what does this tell us? It tells us that, for example, this is a case very visible here, that here we had buyers, okay, and here we started going up with this cumulative wave, but as we were going up, the rate was increasing, which might mean that as we're going up, more volume is coming in, which means sellers might be coming in. Okay? So that's what the progressive volume looks like. Also here you can see it says PVR. Always the indicator says what kind of wave type you are using. All right. And let me go to the next setting. The next wave type, which is time. Okay, so if I press 3, now I get the time bar. So it's, since I'm on a 1-hour chart, this bar is 60 minutes, and these are, the value is in minutes. Time bars added. Last wave type is the emphasized volume. Setting number 4. Emphasized volume, what it does, it emphasizes the large waves only. Okay? And let's go to the next setting. Let me take this back to the regular volume. Okay. And the next setting is speed index display. Okay. If I put 0, now we see nothing on the chart, just the waveline, which I can delete that too. But right now we see nothing on the chart, just the volumes. Now, if I go to speed index and speed index display and wants to see the speed index number, 1 is the setting. Now I see the speed index numbers. So now I see the speed index numbers. What else can I see together with speed index? I can see that. You see there are more settings here. So I can see the volume and the speed index. So if I press 2, the first number is the volume and the second number is the speed index. Let me zoom in. Okay, first number the volume, second number speed index. What can I else I can change? I can also see the speed index and the average speed index. Okay, that's it. I will talk about the average speed index later on. So right now we'll press 3. So my first number is the speed index, this one, and my second one is the average speed index. Okay, what else do I have? Okay, I got speed index again plus an F or S indication. And what does that mean? Okay, as you can see, I get a speed index and an F. And I get a speed index and an S here. This means S stands for slow and F stands for fast. And this is compared to the average speed index number, which basically is telling us that this speed index is a slow, this wave with this speed index, it's a slow wave. And this wave with this speed index, it's a fast wave. Okay, the indicator is calculating this with a set of parameters, which I will show you. Let's go to the next setting. Okay, we have set this stuff, net volume. Wave types, we have seen all the wave types. And the speed index. Okay, so let's go further. Okay. The next setting is if we want to display the Bluetooth signals or not. So these are some signals for long or short, which I have created based on an algorithm. Okay, and this is the SI ratio. This is the minimum waves in order for this wave for the signal to come out. So let me just set this to true so you can see the Bluetooth signals. By the way, Bluetooth, it's the name was given by an English trader, and Bluetooth, it's actually the Greek mythological god of wealth. So this is the god that is giving out the money. So as you can see here, we get the Bluetooth signals, which is this one, which is a long, because it's blue. This one, which is a short. Okay, all this stuff, of course, is documented on the manual. What do they mean exactly? Okay, short, and another short here. So these are the Bluetooth signals which you are able to display, but not only display, because the next settings are the alerts that you're going to get. You have 4 types of alert: native, which means the pop-up, the sound, an email, and a push notification on your mobile. Okay? And now, let's talk about the auto speed alert. Okay, the auto speed alert is doing what? It's going to alert you on an abnormal speed index from the average. Okay, so basically the settings are here, and this setting here, it says how many waves should I go back to take the average. So in this case it's 12, okay? And what do you consider to be an extreme, either slow or fast wave? So by putting the 0.5, which means 50%, anything above 50% of the average or anything below 50% of the average will provide us with an alert. Okay, so let me show you this on the chart, how they are displayed, plus some other information. So this is our threshold, our 50%, and this is our setup here, which we say it's 12 waves back, you're going to take the average. And here is telling us that the average of the up waves is 20.5 and the average of the down waves is 10.3. Okay, and this is the difference between the two. 20.5 minus 10.3 equals 10.2. Okay, so basically we have a wave which is slow, 133% slower than the average, and the wave is the 45.8, while the average currently, it's just of the 12 waves, it's 16.2. And where is that wave? It's the one just before the forming one. So it's this wave right here. Okay, and that's the 45.8. So having this extreme, the indicator will alert us. Let's go to the next parameter. So notifying us about fast and slow waves compared to the average, which also means a change in behavior. Okay, this is a manual setup of a speed index. You might want to set your own speed index alert with a specific number. For example, you might want to say that if speed index is above 20, okay, notify me. Or if speed index is below 5, then notify me. So that's the manual way if you want to use it. And these are the alerts for the manual or the auto wave. So you can also get alerts apart from Bluetooth. You can get alerts for speed index speed. And again, it's the same alerts. It's pop-up, sound, email, and push. Of course, you can change the fonts, the speed index color, the speed index alert color, which right now have it orange. And then we come to a parameter which says show labels. So what are these labels? These labels, apart from the speed index, you are able to display on your chart above and below each wave the volume, the pips, the bars, all of them at the same time, or just the volume and the pips. So let's see how this is done. So right now it's set to 1, so the volume, and I will place this to true. Okay, so right now we are having below the speed index number the volume of each wave. Okay, let me change that setting, and instead of the volume, let me put the pips. Now I'm pips, So now we're looking at the pips of each wave. So basically from here to here, it's 76 pips. Okay. Or we might want to put the number of bars. So 3. Now we're looking at the number of bars of each wave. And we might want to put all together, meaning the volume, the pips, and the number of bars. So change the setting to 4. Right now we got everything. We got the volume, the pips, and the number of bars. Plus above it is the speed index. Okay. Next. See, there are so many features that you can adjust according to your trading habits. So what else should I do? Of course, you can change from here the waveline if you want it to be displayed or not. Let me take it off so you can see it. So now the waveline disappeared. Let me put it back on. Okay. You can change the width of the waveline. I did that before. You can change the color of the waveline. I did that also. Okay, now let me do it now. I didn't do it, so let me change the color and make it red. Okay. So right now my waveline is red. And I can also change the label shift, which means how far are the labels from the bars. So right now are at 0.7. If I make it 1.5, it will increase the gap between the bar and the label. Okay, you see that right now. And you can change the fonts, okay, and you can change the colors of the up and the down fonts, okay, and the regular. What else can we do? We can set also an alert on a limit of the volume wave. Okay, here right now we got a volume wave. So let me see. Let me say that I want to be informed if my wave exceeds, for example, 47,348 is the value here. So I will put 47,348 ticks. And once I put that here, right now I got a huge number. So we said, what did we say? I forgot the number. I forgot the number. Sorry. Let me check it again. Okay, 47,348. The indicator will draw a horizontal line. Okay, 47,348. And the alert. Okay, again, 5 types of alerts. I will be notified if any wave will exceed this number. See, we got a horizontal line. And if this wave, the next one, the one that's coming down now, exceeds this number, I will get an alert. Okay, and then what else do we have? Okay, now here we have the dividers, and this is to be very flexible, independent of what you are trading. The numbers might be small or large, and it could clog your screen. So here you have the ability to divide or multiply the numbers. For example, on volume, this is volume divided by, means we divide the volume wave. Pip divided by, it means we divide the pips. Okay, so for example, if I do not divide by 100 here, I will just say divide by 1, my numbers will become from 3-digit to 5-digit here. And see, so right now I got 5-digit volume numbers, which is huge numbers, which I don't really need to, because why not divided? The chart is not, but you might be trading instruments like CFDs or stocks that their pricing is different. So you are able to adjust anything you like here. So to be nice, to have a nice and clean chart. Back to 100. So here I can increase or decrease the SI numbers if I don't like them the way they are. Or let me look at an example. Right now, the size is 24, 5.4. If I want to make bigger numbers, I will just put a multiplier. Remember, the number by itself, it means nothing. It only means something when it's compared with the rest of the numbers on the same chart. Okay, so if I put speed index number 22, SI multiplier, okay. Right now, our speed index numbers have been multiplied by 2, okay? And we also have the option for a reverse style. It means that the negative waves, the down waves, will be on the negative axis. So if I press reverse style, you can see now that it has been reversed. Okay. Also at the same time, the volume alert has been twice, minus and plus, which is good. What else do we have? Let me get the reversed back to false. And here we got a corner where to display our texts. Okay. And our offset. This offset is since we are dragging a lot of indicators, and I will do an example now. To offset the text so it doesn't go on top of the other. So let me start by adding an indicator one by one to show you how it's done easily. Okay. Let me clear all the stuff from here. Oops, sorry, not this. Drag it. This cleans all the objects. Okay. So, indicator number 1. On indicator number 1, I want to see just the pip wave type. Okay, so I will let the auto difference to be to true, the weighted volume false, the net volume 0, and on the wave type, instead of 0, I will put 1 because I just want to see the pip. On the speed index, I don't want to display anything because all the displays and all the alerts will be set up on wave type volume. Okay, so Bluetooth signals, I don't want to see anything. No alerts. Okay. Speed index alert, no. False, 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 false. So waveline, yes. I want to see the waveline both on pips and on volume or any other indicator that I will add, just to make sure that all the wavelines are aligned and I don't have a different setting. So all the rest will be false. And now I will press OK. And now we got our pip waves, okay, with nothing displayed on the chart. Okay, this is a pip waves is shown here, and it's also shown here. Number 1 indicator is showing our pips and our sensitivity is set to 12, which means it's not on manual way, but it's in the auto waves, okay? Plus, the signals of Bluetooth are set to false, okay? Second indicator we will do number 2 here, indicator, so that's true, same sensitivity, false weighted volume, 0 the price, and now here for the wave type I want to put the volume. On the MT5 version, apart from the volume, just volume setting, you are able also to set if it's a tick or real volume, because in MT5 you have this option if you're trading other instruments apart Forex that might have real volume supplied by your broker, so you're able to work with real volume also. And here I will also display the speed index, and I will put the number 4, for example, because I want to also see if the waves are fast or slow. So number 4, and here I want to also show the Bluetooth signals, and I want to get alerted with a pop-up on the Bluetooth signals and with a push notification on my mobile. And I also want to get alerted on something as fast and slow waves, about the speed, and the threshold is 50%, so 50% above or 50% below the average, I will get an alert. The manual, I don't care. Show labels, I don't care. I will just work with speed index. And what else? I have to change. I will change the shift, the Y offset, because it has to be placed below this text here. So I will make this 70 instead of 50, and it will go below. And this is what we see now. Okay, what did I do? I did something wrong here. Okay, that's good. It's for you to note. As you can see, it says pips and pips. So even my second indicator has pips, and I want it to be volume. So mistake. And I will put 0 here. Then we'll display volume. So right now you see pips is the first indicator, this one. Volume is the second one, this one. And I also got the speed index and also the Bluetooth alerts. Okay, and I will put one more, which is the PVR, the progressive volume rate. So right now, indicator number 3. So what is yes, difference, same as the rest. Waveline, weighted volume, we don't care. False. Net volume, disabled. And wave type is 2, because I want to see progressive rate. Speed index, no, because I have set this to the volume. Bluetooth, no. All be set up to the previous indicator. There's no need for double signals. Okay. Auto alert, no. So no signals apart from one indicator, and just one will always have to be the volume indicator. Okay, and what else? The shift of the offset. The offset is at 50, 70. Now we're going 20 more, 90. Okay. So now we've got three indicators. Okay. And let's look just a small example with the numbers. Basically, the indicator functions, I have showed them all. Let me see if I forgot anything from the manual. Let's, okay. Okay, no, everything has been said. Okay, this is how the alerts come out. Okay, for example, it's here, it says 940 GBP JPY period 5, which means the fast period 5 minutes, the 5 minute. We got an auto fast speed wave, which means we got a wave of 1.2 while the average was 4. So it's threshold minus 20, so that's a fast wave. Here we got other signals, Bluetooth, as you can see it says PL, which means Bluetooth long, on Euro USD, okay, and the time. So this is how the signals come out. All right. Back. Okay, let's look at an example on this chart of the methodology. Let me repeat that this is a 1 hour chart on GPP, JPY, and these vertical dotted lines are the day separators. Let me zoom in. Let me go to the daily and start drawing my levels because this is what I do. Okay, so this is a resistance level. Okay. Now let me see if I see anything funny here. Okay. So this is the funny stuff. Speed index is alerting me that something is cooking because I got two consecutive speed index numbers of 21 and 24.3, while the average is 16.2. No, the average of 16.2 is now. If I want to see the average, what was the average up here, I will do the following. I will change the speed index and tell them instead of 4, display 3 and the average. So we'll display the speed index and the average back then. So as you can see now, 21.4 was the current speed index and 14 was the average and 25.3 was this one and 14.7 was the average, which means something is cooking. Okay, that's abnormal speed index number, and that's a change in behavior. Okay, and that's the reason we went down. Okay, smart money was absorbing all the buy orders with sell orders, and same story happens here in this case, but with Bluetooth signals at the same time. So you can see we got a Bluetooth reversal short and a Bluetooth short here and a Bluetooth reversal short here. So it's designating the short. And all this happened on a resistance level. Here we had some buyers after this move. That's why we went back up again. But once we reached this level, selling started again. So basically, people, this is the indicator. This is what you get. The methodology, it's on my site. You get training if you get it. And you know where to find me if you need and you have any questions or you need any help. TradeTheVolumeWaves.com. Okay, you can see it right here, my site. Also, plenty of videos on YouTube channel. So thank you for watching. This is a long video, sorry, but it had to go through all features. Thanks again. Bye bye.